Okay, abusia sisi a ope obi a wanu ne ho ewo wiase pa eye suspended Chief Justice Torkornoo. Abusia Chief Justice Torkornoo waye nioma bebre boni a waye against the state and as nipa no mu bi a omode omonsem akokopie mu okota abusia enye boni keto ana John Dramani Mahama asset eye 5 panel committee bia omo ena chese eye jimensa ekogina omonim na omo atoto omo ano eye TsastuTsikata eye Tadio sorry ene Oliver Baka Vamao abusuya san kofo ni na Chief Justice ene omo enya issue na eye TsastuTsikata mpodie abusuya Ghana yepe obi a onimlo a papa no onimlo papa emre bi nsem ekokopie court one eye electoral commission echese ono ena na lead legal team edema eye NDC amanyoko na eye TsastuTsikata eka kire eye Chief Justice Torkornoo se enka oma eye J-Mensa en appeal o court one echese nka ono nso embeche ninse masa ensema eye Mahama Torkornoo eka kire no papa na ni anje ho emamre bi yede bremo okotu Bible awo Hosea extra Mahama no na Mahama ne de chese papa ne kan sa asem ne kwa na chese Mahama ne nkofo no almost reach TsastuTsikata na ene Mahama ne ko hu eye TsastuTsikata ewo 5 member panel committee ono abusuya Mahama ne de ne nsa aguniti eho ene chese papa ne ka kire no Sikata ka kire nse oye obi a ontie eye efutu ye ka bibia kire wa ontie na onim se oye ade na ode ape favor every it is a former governance and as a former president Addo Akuffo Addo ho na onim se wa na chese oyo na baby a ono wa ba be pine de ono ode no kre na ebetu yi cause Mahama ne nsem kra na ebobo ba no enye ensem ketwa enti TsastuTsikata de waka che Mahama ne say there is no hope cause ono hwe Mahama ne nyoma a waye ne boni a wadi ne dia hwe nkyerese Mahama no obetumi afa no ho adi akọ enti no eye Chief Justice Torkornoo no sisi ade oto na ni hwe left righter oni kamafo bia enti abusia eye honto ede ho nsem aba betu amom yenko na yenkonkotie ensem a ekoso medamase
na member lawyer hon producer why ready and patch of ameko video number 2 meno ka say Chief Justice Araba Torkornoo committee amampeni seti e no mashase a omo eyo mu hwehwemu revelations ashase eba chese no kra de latest one chese Chief Justice on one kasa na sene mo makra na osa award contract de ma omo the same way President Akuffo Addo awarded contract to one kasa ne biological daughter Ghana ambulance papers you know the same thing a Chief Justice allegedly and the document a pop up chese on one kasa no so ba o man contract but any kasa me say mo be kan 2021 election petition no Chief Justice na oka panel na omoti Supreme Court ho when ye TsastuTsikata yes say yema the returning officer the only returning officer with the electoral commissioner embegina da kam no media dance o mebua kontankyere ya abato ye de course ne nyina no Supreme Court judges for makuma konso no motena so no ka said da omo manema including guest yedwa maame get to Araba Torkornoo chatu ekoti law and obi bia otena fie otie or share Supreme Court system tin bia hu say whatever chatu did no chatu based his argument on law and legally chatu had a very superior view where the Supreme Court justices were quoting black dictionaries, quoting legislatives. Chatu was quoting the law and 1902 Constitution Article 2 so actually say subject to this Constitution any can say regulations be a by any constitutional instrument be a na go contrary to the 1902 Constitution should be declared now void. It means the 1902 Constitution stands supreme as far as anything law or any regulation or any rule in this country is concerned. But we don't know what happened. Supreme Court a judge for turn the blind eye to see Omason and making sure the Mensah will never be allowed to appear or mount the witness board to account for her still worship. And then the attorney petitioners or more petition against the removal of the Chief Justice or more lawyers or more for mono. Eye Yera TsastuTsikata. Yera Tadio sorry. Ena Voma was any pamiensa. So now TsastuTsikata will have opportunity to cross-examine Chief Justice Torkornoo per on one casan responses our dear buyer in response to the petitioners, issues and claims raised against her. If you have baited J. Mensah to evade justice during 2021, after 4 years, one casan abejinada kanumwa TsastuTsikata be yuano. Yera. Before that, we patch producer video now ready. If it's ready, let's go to video number 2. Now yanka kaya ho. They see yes, and you're ready, so let's move on. Yera TsastuTsikata buamobe. Say, Magun tete, na mube chan tete. We are canning some we are all wrap up or betnas and some catch them say, Munko can Hosea. Magun tete, na mube chan tete. Or Casas me just 4 years. And ne, San Teteno, and the Chief Justice Uche. San Teteno and the Chief Justice Uche. You have to be made to appear before the committee. If you don't catch and say, come, I may not resign. May whether she will resign or not, it's not my business. But the Chief Justice, not just about resign, still should be compared to appear before the committee because taxpayers' money is involved. What the Ghana for secretary and neighbor per diem, we need that money back. Patch producer, are you ready? Let's go to video number 2. Now you see the course.
2021. This is a question only one person in the world can answer.
Mr. Tsikata, why wouldn't you limit?
I'm sorry?
Why wouldn't you limit your references to the EC to the office, the chairperson, rather than the personality? It seems to me that your attack is against the personality of the person and not the office. So we'll be happy if you just limit it to the chairperson of the EC, because in her absence, any of the deputies, anybody at all could step in.
Respectfully, my lords, there is only one returning officer for the presidential elections.
And that is
that returning officer is not the EC. That returning officer is the chairperson of the Electoral Commission.
And that chairperson, that's all. We are not interested.
The chairperson has a name. I'm not able to mention the name of the chairperson. No, my lord, respectfully, I want to understand. Am I being prohibited from mentioning the name of the chairperson? Is that the issue?
Reading through your petition,
yes,
as to the instant application, the constant emphasis on the name. What I'm telling you is that we'll be satisfied just with the designation, because in her absence, any of the deputies could act in that position.
My lord.
So if it is an election petition and you are challenging the election of the president, it is sufficient that the institution charged with the responsibility of conducting that election had done their work, and the chairperson, who is the head, represent that institution and not the personality, the name.
My lords, with the greatest respect, I believe that the constitutional requirements regarding the returning officer and the particular circumstances that we are dealing with in this case do not make it possible to have the situation that you are envisaging, where somebody else steps in for the chairperson. Respectfully, the Constitution makes the chairperson and only that chairperson the returning officer. And in the circumstances of this case, that chairperson happened to be the person that we refer to in the petition. And that chairperson actually was the person who undertook her responsibilities in accordance with the various constitutional and legal provisions that we have. So, my lord, we do not mention her name by way of targeting an individual. That is very far from it. My lord, when I cited before you a decision of the Supreme Court, and I cited the decision of Justice Badegbe as an individual judge, he read a unanimous decision of the whole court. I did not target Mr. Justice Badegbe when I mentioned his name, because he happened to read that judgment, which was a unanimous decision of the court. And equally, I do not target Mrs. Jean Adukwe-Mensah whenever.
So, Chief Justice Torkornoo was part of the panel. After all these debates, the argument, of course, so no more come chambers by no no. The Chachu Kana Nyamra, though Chachu quoted the law, quoted the constitution, quoted all the necessary legal backing. They were omubo to go where also Supreme Court. The second one, TsastuTsikata. Or can 7 years no catch and say Mogun Tete Mungokan Hosea, Mogun Tete and Mubichan Tete. But take us to video number 1.
May each of your lordships decide in accordance with your conscience and your judicial oath. Ultimately, and even more profoundly, it is for the chairperson of the first respondent to come forward to testify as she indicated on oath she would do. I conclude with prophetic words that were spoken centuries ago. For they sow the wind, and they shall reap the whirlwind. These are the words of the prophet Hosea, to be found in Hosea chapter 8, verse 7. He that has an ear, let him hear. May each of your lordships decide in accordance with your conscience and your judicial oath. Ultimately, and even more profoundly, it is for the chairperson of the first respondent to come forward to testify as she indicated on oath she would do. I conclude with prophetic words that were spoken centuries ago. For they sow the wind, and they shall reap the whirlwind. These are the words of the prophet Hosea, to be found in Hosea chapter 8, verse 7. He that has an ear, let him hear.
Video ni ye pa chachu anu si ya o ti se obi burst into laughter no obi sere we chire o ka say papa ade na bua ka say do da dan nyamesem e no ka kotu kotu Bible. So somebody was laughing. Somebody was indeed laughing because nipa na anwene that say a day like this will come. They went to Supreme Court. And Yaman is for electoral commissioner, I swear oath. Eden affidavitako. So me witness box no we may yano. Case management level. Omu bisa oswe me witness box mo me yano. Afi brado so no ko yes diamond nko. Ampani ampa yamananko. And whether you like it or not, a part of the reasons my Ghana believe is that indeed 2020 election was rigged in favor of the then government. And also can be for they voted massively against MPP. They may write it off by a part of it. Then the Chief Justice and then a matter between MPP, NDC, majority, minority, and Speaker Echo Court. Supreme Court 2024. A breast Speaker of Parliament. A suspended 4 MPs, 3 MPP MPs and 1 NDC MP. Minority leader, then majority of Fenyomark in the court. Omotransio Mokasa. Ena Yera Speaker. Bagwen lawyer. Yera Tadio sorry no so. Sa judge for ya multi Supreme Court bench is Papa Baku you didn't cry the simple. One no a parliamentary candidate, Emma MDC, MPP, 2016 election, or contest whole central. as a parliamentary candidate, MPP. And this matter, a political case between MPP and NDC. And to be on what chest where MPP need. Come on, man, and train. O Kasakura Chief Justice Mamia Matado sorry, and was it transe quanutum transe. Enough transe. The patro take him to that video. Take us to that video. Let's watch. And video number 3. Video number 3. Producer and in time we don't have time. Video number 3. Go there and watch. The Chief Justice let's go.
Can we hear you on your objection?
Of the president arises from some of
so that my lord on the stream what?
Right to my lady the Chief Justice. To him being impaneled in this matter arises from the fact that at a point in time he was known to be associated with the New Patriotic Party. And in fact, he was a parliamentary candidate in one of their constituencies in the Volta region.
I think you said enough.
Very well. And
yes.
I just want to demonstrate from, especially again.
No, I think you said enough.
From the
I think you
proceedings
said,
and the
no, I think you said enough. Kindly resume your seat.
Very well, my lady.
This is the Chief Justice. Attentreni na onatiano. A lawyer asori jina naso chredi entia. Wosusu say NSS one of the justices or multi bench in so mubedi sase mo ne transubi. One amana kwanso on kasa. Then Anukrensi she rudely interrupted. Cutting off. It's now. Meant was what was he afraid of? Chese lawyer na chese the entire make us a papa so trans because what chese was MPP ni not just MPP member. He was a parliamentary candidate. Our original platform so campaign yeah. Case issue between MPP and NDC. Obia no also say be order and saben kume chene kura se kwan. Mami man lawyer tadio sorry anokura nsi. Twitwa no so twitwa so transe obi kunu obi papa. And if you can't have your liberty to speak or to have a legal debate at the Supreme Court or the highest court of the land, where is it mobile latrine or a bus stop or a side debating? All these things happen. And Tadio sorry will have opportunity to cross-examine you Araba Torkornoo. Because we're one of the lawyers my petitioners. And to respond to Addo, you had opportunity to cross-examine you. And this cross-examination, you may not have that power to shut him down. Shut him to sit down. Because you only respond to questions and answers. That's all. So, Chachuka se Mitchell said, "Mo duya ntete na mo bitwa ntete 4 years. Ntete na sudoso and na wobeti." For now one, let's go to the same Supreme Court with the same Chief Justice and the same Tadio sorry. When the issues about homosexuality, LGBTQ bill, pass Richard, the last guy they call court non cronaba, yentie bibi, yemra, for last video na fi yenkoyenim.
A defense to the substantive action. That's one. Yes. Second, that if this court gives an order and you wish for it to be vacated, reversed, varied, discharged, the onus is on you to bring an application under the review jurisdiction of the court, and not an application such as you have crafted.
Yes, madam.
That's the point.
And I'm saying that the tried principle of civil procedure is that the rules of review aside, this court delivers judgment according to 3 main yardsticks: statute law, common law, and the well-known practice of the courts. That has been consistent. And the well-known practice of the court and the common law is that you come and set it aside. And I'm saying way back from up to date, that remains the law. So this is not a point. Secondly, if I am challenging the jurisdiction of the court, there are 2 ways and several ways, elementary civil procedure. I can take it in limine or put it in my defense. And I'm taking it in limine. Another elementary point. Now, let me just deal with the Article 2.1 point thunderously said, in all of the cases involving Article 99, the jurisdiction of the court to determine a membership of Parliament. They also come under Article 2.1, but the court has always said that yes, if they didn't invoke Article 2.1, they wouldn't have been here. But the court has said, look, we will keep our streams clear. Then you cite to foreign attorney general and about the fact that the matter is within.
Your 1 minute is up.
Well, there are other cases. More recent vintage, they all say clearly that that would not be a reason for the court to entertain jurisdiction. And as for the secular, my Lord, the Chief Justice must have had reason to issue it, and the Speaker must have had reason to respect it.
And it has constitutional power.
If it's not constitutional, he knows what to do. He should come and declare it unconstitutional. But otherwise, then the Speaker should feel deceived by it. That is the point.
You are done.
I'm done. But my time was up anyway.
We so a Supreme Court. The truth of the matter is say, Obibi Obuama since 2012 Supreme Court, some of the political cases, omotransfer telecast in life, no abwai papa. Mayor who say yes, we have a long way to go as far as our judicial system is concerned. Sometimes you question those sitting at the bench, their legal background and their wisdom and knowledge in law. I mean,
okay, abusuawe ne ensema ekoso our political highway ne so eye Mahama Torkornoo na sisia no na wie ye ne de eche na onim se 5-member committee na John Dramani Mahama asanso ate no na onim se obehia nkofo bia enko obetumi mpo akomonim na one omo akokasa but ferry enja ne kwan abusua e bedamase se moje pene kokoti sa audio we edemaya aha POG Media so bedamase.